Camera. Action. All right, welcome back to Miss Tim's online math class. Today's episode is brought to you by these lovely fleece moose PJs that I borrowed from my son. They're very soft, very friendly. Friendly. They're comfortable. Okay, we're losing it. Anyway, let's just move on. We are headed outside to take a look at the beautiful day. So come on with me. I have a beautiful view out my house. Kind of noisy from the highway, but the view's nice. Ta-da! Look at this lovely evening that we have. All right. Oh, wait, we got a student out of their seat. Excuse me, Scout. Okay, never mind. He's just going to hang out right there. All right, let's jump into today's video, which is the dog-haired covered cotton balls. How many cotton balls are in the jar? Well, yep, can't tell you right now. We'll get to that in a little bit. So, the first question was joke of the week. What did the buffalo say to his son when he left for college? All right, well, what he said was bison. Another name for buffalo, actually the correct name is bison, or you could say it bison. And these kiddos got that correct, so a big shout out to these kids. Leslie, i.e. Emiliano, William, Eduardo, Danny, Zuzana, Carlos E., Jasmine, Brody, Carlitos, Cole, Mari Jose, Christina, Kingsley, Cynthia, Vicente, Cadence, Julia, Sitlali, and Marissa. Good job, guys. You figured it out. Next on our list is this really fun word puzzle. What does that mean? Well, what that means is to stretch the truth. Stretch the truth. All right, and we need a huge shout out. We need a shout out.
Shout out.
Okay, shout out to second place, really close. Emiliano said stretched out. Pretty close. Cadence, you nailed it. Stretching the truth. That's when you kind of don't tell the whole truth. You're not really lying, but you sort of stretch out the truth. It's an idiom that we say. All right, good job, Cadence. You're amazing. Let's see. Oh, I love this one. Yes. So we have a would you rather question. Would you rather have a really weird smelling friend or a weird acting friend? And I am happy to say that the majority of you chose the weird acting friend. I myself have a very sensitive nose, and I don't think I could go for the weird smelling friend. I think I'd have to go for the weird acting friend because I think I act a little weird sometimes too. So that's okay. And look at this beautiful pie chart. So like I said, I went online a few videos ago, and we made a histogram using an online histogram maker. I found an online pie chart maker. So here's that graph, and it's really awesome because it shows you that 90% of you would choose a weird acting friend. And about 10% of you would choose a weird, it just says friend weird, but weird smelling friend. Okay. Moving on, let's see, what is our next question on last week's survey? Oh, and this is great. So this is our logic problem. So here we go. We're talking about who is the thief. So there are 4 people sitting at a table, and you're given a bunch of clues, and you're trying to figure out who is the thief. So what I did with that, I made another pie chart. Awesome. Who was the thief? This is what you guys guessed. So about 45% of you thought that Adam was the thief. About 10.5% of you thought Brett was the thief. About 36.8% of you thought Carol was the thief, and 7.9, which is almost 8%, thought Daisy was the thief. So I thought we would just really quickly go through this problem, and I'll read the clues and show you how I solved this logic problem. All right, so the first thing I did was I drew a table. I just drew a square to represent this table with 4 people sitting around the table. The first clue says the person sitting across from Brett is the teacher. So therefore, we know Brett is not going to be the teacher, right? So he's sitting across from the teacher. There we go. So that was the way I figured that first part out. The person to Daisy's left is the carpenter. I don't really know where to put that just yet, so I'm going to hold off on that clue and go to the next one. The thief is to the right of the teacher. So if the teacher's sitting here, the thief is over here to the right. All right, so I've got my thief, and I know Brett's not the thief, and he's not the teacher. The next clue says the thief is to the left of the banker. So if I'm the thief and the banker is here, the banker's left is the thief. So that means Brett is our banker. Brett is the banker. And then finally, the carpenter sat across from Adam. So the carpenter, well, the only place the carpenter can go is over here. That's the only spot that we have left. And so if the carpenter is sitting over here and he's sitting across from Adam, that really is the final clue right there. Adam is the thief. So that second clue, the person to Daisy's left is the carpenter. We don't really need that. If we wanted to figure out the names of everybody, that's a good clue. But if we're just trying to figure out who is the thief was Adam. And you guys did a great job. So let's see, how many of you chose the thief as Adam? Big shout out.
Shout out!
Jasmine, Natalie O, Zuzana, Champ, Milana, Brody, Vadim, Emiliano, Sitlali, Kingsley, Vicente, Marissa, Edgar, Eduardo, Cadence, Danny, and Allie. Good job, guys. You nailed it. You found the thief. So, good deal. All right. I am going to talk to you about one last thing before we get into the big finale. So, if you could do any kind of math project, what would you want to do? So I had some great responses for that. I'm going to read some of them to you so that you could start thinking about it. If you would like to do your own kind of math investigation for the last week of school, which, oh my gosh, is in 2 weeks. Well, a week, not next week, but the next week. So it's coming up really close. If you would like to do your own math investigation, I have some ideas for you of what some of your classmates have considered doing. So somebody said that they wanted to get Steve Harvey here and then do, I think it was like a Family Feud kind of thing, and he had it all mapped out. So I tell you what, you get Steve Harvey here and I'll figure out all the other details. Okay. Next, we had some people saying they like geometry. Some people like mean, median, and mode. Some people like fractions. Are you kidding? No, just kidding. Fractions, multiplication, percentages. Yes, they love percentages. Money. Yes, money is math. And long division. So those are all some different areas that people like. Graphs. Oh, and then I saw the working with pi and the coordinate plane. So we had a lot of good just subject areas or topics that people wanted to maybe do something on. Some more specific ideas were that maybe like running a hotel and having to figure out the expenses of a hotel. So that was great. Somebody mentioned the $1 million project. I haven't actually done one of those, but if that's something you're interested in, let me know. You're going to email me. Let me know and we can try and work on that. Somebody talked about animals with division. Now, I hope you're not talking about dividing up an animal. Yeah, we don't want to do that. But something about animals and division. Not quite sure where that's going. Let me know. A group work with posters. So you could kind of do that. You could make that work if you did it online and maybe had a group of you working on it. So think about that. If you want to work with some other kids and create some math posters, that would be awesome. I had a couple different people talking about mixing art and math together. So some coloring, drawing, painting of math equations, artwork, that kind of thing. Somebody said they could use math in sewing a pillowcase. So I'm really curious about that. How would that work out? I'd love to hear your ideas on that. Mystery treasure hunts. Oh, design a space-capable vehicle. Love that. If you want to do it, do that. Finding the curve of the Earth. So if you're going to do some great math, if you're going to Google it and find the answer, but if you're going to do some really good math and research to try to figure that out, love to see it. A clue game, and let's see, what else? I think that's about it, but there are some great ideas for you guys. So let me know, email me if you would like to do one of those projects that last week of school. Otherwise, I'll probably have some choices for you to pick from. That's where we're headed. All right. We are finally, Summer's fallen asleep. So is my students. Let's see, Scouty and Pixie. Yeah. All right. Well, we're at the end. We're coming really close. So we're going to talk about those predictions that you guys made for how many cotton balls are in that jar. And I used my handy dandy online histogram maker to map out your responses. Look at that. Very interesting. The data is skewed very much to the right. Not much going on the left. And the mean, or the average, was about 42 cotton balls. All right. Then we had that, we always gotta have that one kid, right? One kid, the outlier. Yes, we have an outlier again this week. This outlier is 9 and then a bunch of zeros. In fact, I think, I have it written on the back, 30 zeros. 30 zeros. So if you're going to write this in scientific notation, so I know there were some questions of like, I don't really get scientific notation. That is totally fine. You don't need to really get it. This is just a little like whet your appetite for what's coming in 7th grade. But I'm going to go ahead and just give you a little bit more information about that. When you write a number in scientific notation, the first number, the actual digits that begin your number, should be somewhere between 1 and less than 10. So what we would be doing was we would be taking this decimal point that's way over here after all 30 zeros and moving the decimal point all the way back until we get right in front of the 9. And when we do that, we notice that 9 falls into this gap. So we're going to go ahead and write our 9. We're going to put our decimal point that we just moved all the way over here. And I can go ahead and put that 9.0, or I can just leave it at 9. Either way, it's the same number. I'm going to multiply that by 10 to the 30th because there are 30 zeros. So 10 to the 30th power. That's a lot shorter to write than something like this. And it also, for somebody who's used to working with these really large numbers, gives them an idea of, wow, how big that is, depending on the exponent. So thank you for providing that outlier and giving me the opportunity to talk about scientific notation again. Love that. If you still don't get it, no worries. I hope it's kind of piquing your your curiosity and you're thinking like, where is that coming from? If you want to learn a little bit more about scientific notation, you know I love this website, Math is Fun. Great website for you to go and check it out. All right, here we go. The final moment. Oh, let me see if I can find my, okay, I got it. Here we go, drum roll. And the number of dog-covered cotton balls, dog-hair covered cotton balls in this jar was 53! And I have to tell you, our runner-up was so close. Campbell, you are a runner-up. You guessed 57. And the grand prize winner is Nina with a guess of 50. Good job, Nina. Big shout out to you.
Shout out.
All right. Before I head out, I have one last little puzzle for you guys. Here it is. Okay. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. So the question is, how many squares are in this drawing? So you are going to send me an email and tell me how many squares are in this drawing. It's probably not as many as you think, like when we did the triangles, over like 1 million triangles. It's not that many, but more than you might think at first glance. So take your time, count it out, send me an email, lets me know that you watched the video, you're getting a guess for that problem. We'll give you the answer next week. Thanks for being here today, and
Make sure to subscribe and like this video.
yeah, like it. See ya.